From MLB.com, update. Vientos optioned as Mets roster takes shape. Now, before we get to this video, I need you to hit that subscribe button, smash it, and of course, let me know what you think about this video. This is an update, like I said, about the Mets today. They basically, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. We're 4 days away from opening day at Citi Field, and this was a major day for a lot of players, specifically Mark Vientos. Now, here's the report from MLB. As some of Mark Vientos' teammates prepare for their final Grapefruit League game in Port St. Lucie, and many of the rest travel to Jupiter, Florida, for the other half of the split squad game, Vientos' locker at Clover Park stood mostly empty on Sunday morning. Mets officials gave Vientos the day off after telling him in a bit of a late spring surprise that he would not make the opening day roster. This is a surprise by a lot of people, including myself. I was hoping that he would make this team, but the Mets brought in JD Martinez. And once they did that, the chances of them keeping Vientos was not very good, particularly with the fact that he's a DH type, and Martinez is one of the best DHs in the game. So you can't have two DHs on your team, especially if you want to have a good team that's well constructed. As they talk about roster construction all the time, you can't have a player that's similar to another player. That was the big problem last year, was you had players that were limited in what they could do. So they're trying to have a more well-rounded 26-man roster than they had last year. Plus the new president of baseball operations as well. For nearly all spring training, Vientos was an obvious pick to make the Mets. Former top prospect who could conceivably play a role for years to come, Vientos had the backing of team officials who wanted to see him in an expanded everyday role. But then JD Martinez's price dropped. The Mets signed the six-time All-Star a week before opening day, and Vientos found the floor ripped out from under him. Although New York still could have created Vientos as a fill-in until Martinez was ready, instead the Mets chose to option Vientos to AAA Syracuse and give the job to Zach Short. This was a big deal today. Believe me, this was very, very difficult to see Vientos get cut. The conversation came as unwelcome news to Vientos from David Stearns, who led the Mets with 5 Grapefruit League homers after slashing .211 in sporadic playing time last year as a rookie. But it is in the end, of course. Now, there's some other things going on here. Final bench spot. The Mets will take only 13 position players north with them, which is the same number they'll have on opening day roster. 12 have been told for sure that they're making the team. The 13th, DJ Stewart, is on the roster bubble. If nothing else happens between now and Thursday, Stewart will make the team as a left-handed backup outfield and first baseman. But the Mets are still canvassing the waiver wire to see if any players they wish to acquire could become available. As such, they haven't guaranteed Stewart a job. So we'll see. One other candidate, Chi-Man Choi, was told Sunday morning that he won't make the club. Choi declined to exercise the opt-out clause in his contract, according to a source in a report to AAA Syracuse, as well as Jose Iglesias, which I was happy about. The final 2 bullpen spots. 14 pitchers will head to New York, but only 13 will make the Mets opening day roster. The final 2 bullpen spots will go to some combination of Michael Tonkin, Sean Reed-Foley, and Johan Ramirez. Tonkin remains a heavy favorite for one of those jobs, partially because of his sparkling Grapefruit League campaign. He didn't allow a run over 7 2/3 innings, and partially because his stuff package, as Stearns called it, is unique among Mets relievers. His low 3/4 arm slot gives hitters a different look. If Tonkin makes the team, that leaves one spot for either Sean Reed-Foley or Ramirez. Both are out of minor league options and must be exposed to waivers if they don't earn a spot. Both have also been popular with scouts who watch the Mets this spring. Dave Stearns will likely spend the next few days engaging clubs on potential trades before making a final decision. So we could see some trades. I mean, DJ Stu could get traded up. So these guys that are on the fringes of this roster, that are like on the bubble, they could be moved. So we could have some trades. There was a trade today. The Mets traded Austin Adams to the A's for cash. Nothing better than getting money for a player. I mean, that's pretty good. So they traded him. He was a reliever. They sent him to Oakland. He'll probably pitch pretty good there. But you let me know what you think about this video. And this, of course, all this particular with Vientos is because the Mets signed JD Martinez. They needed a DH in the worst way, a professional hitter in this lineup that could help them out, and they did that by making that deal. And it's a good deal. It's a fair deal. So, thank you for watching. I'll keep you up to date on the Mets roster, the minor leagues, prospects, and all that great stuff, and I'll see you later.